Welcome back, Fear Fiends. The post-apocalyptic showdown continues as zombies and vampire battle it out to find out who is the worst apocalypse. Count Orlok has been victorious in 2 matches so far. Did you think he would last this long, Boris?
Well, Doctor, he does have an impressive list of strengths. Superhuman attributes. Nosferatu possesses immense strength and a haunting, unnatural speed, far beyond that of a human. Intelligence. He is a cunning, ancient entity that can strategize and manipulate. Plaguebringer and commander of rats. He can command legions of rats, which are vectors for his deadly plague. This allows him to turn an entire city into a weapon. Immortality and resilience. He is functionally immortal and does not suffer from fatigue or decay. Stealth. He can move through shadows and go unseen. However, he does have weaknesses as well. Sunlight. This is his most significant and final weakness. Exposure to sunlight is fatal. Physical vulnerability. While highly resilient, a wooden stake through the heart, or other severe, fatal injury can kill him. Needs to be invited. A classic vampire trope. Nosferatu often needs an invitation to enter a home. Reliance on human blood. His food source is human, which would be a major problem in a world dominated by walkers. But what really let him stand out so is his team. Rats. And hypnotized humans. On paper, his team doesn't seem impressive, but we have seen that both victories have come through the tactical use of his enormous rat army. They are not to be underestimated.
That's true. But I don't think they will be useful against our next contestants. In the corpse blue corner, we have the alpha vampires from 30 Days of Night. Before we compare strengths and weakness, let's deal with the fact that this was a controversial inclusion because they are technically vampires. So what are they doing in the zombie column, Boris?
At the level of biozombies versus biovampires, we are talking about 2 different categories of infection. However, although they are vampires, their form of infection produces a lower form of intelligence, barely over that of animals, and pack hunting instincts, which means that it is closer to biozombies than biovampires.
I see your reasoning. They are less intelligent than Count Orlok, which would qualify them for the 11th position on biovampires. But their pack hunting instincts push them across to the biozombie category. It's an interesting argument, and I am sure there are some who would disagree with it. So, this represents a real leveling up of skill sets against Orlok. They have superhuman strength and speed to match Orlok. They have intelligence that almost matches him, and there are 9 of them. Has Orlok's luck run out?
Strengths. Superhuman physical attributes. They possess incredible strength, speed, and agility, allowing them to overpower and outmaneuver humans with ease. They can scale buildings, leap great distances, and rip people apart with their bare hands. Extreme resilience. They are exceptionally durable. They can take multiple gunshot wounds, sustain injuries from explosions, and even be impaled without being immediately killed. This makes them incredibly difficult to stop with conventional weapons. Predatory intelligence. While not human in their mindset, they are highly intelligent and cunning predators. They plan their attacks, cut off communication and escape routes, and use tactics to corner and overwhelm their prey. They operate as a coordinated pack, making them a much greater threat than a simple horde of monsters. Sensory acuity. They have highly developed senses of smell and hearing, allowing them to track and find humans who are hiding. This makes it almost impossible for survivors to remain undetected for long. Lack of traditional weaknesses. They are not susceptible to common vampire weaknesses such as garlic, holy water, crosses, or wooden stakes through the heart. This renders most of humanity's folklore-based defenses completely useless against them. Weaknesses. Sunlight. This is their most significant and absolute weakness. Direct exposure to sunlight instantly incinerates them. This is the entire reason for their assault on Barrow, Alaska, which experiences a month of continuous darkness. Decapitation. While they are incredibly resilient, the only reliable way to kill them and prevent them from regenerating is to sever their head from their body. This is a difficult and dangerous task given their other strengths. Regeneration. While a strength in most circumstances, it is also a potential weakness. If their body is destroyed, a splash of blood can potentially cause them to regenerate, which means a human can choose to become a vampire rather than die, and the process is instant. This is what the main protagonist, Eben, does to gain the strength to fight them. The cold. While not a fatal weakness, the extreme cold of the Arctic can dampen their senses, making them slightly less effective in their hunt. Internal conflicts. As seen in the comics, the vampire community has its own internal politics. The elder vampires, like Vicente, view the slaughter in Barrow as reckless and a threat to their secrecy. This internal conflict can lead to them fighting each other. Team. The human familiar. The vampire's use of a human accomplice is a major advantage. This familiar is able to perform tasks that would be impossible for the vampires to do without drawing suspicion. He cuts off communication lines, sabotages vehicles, and creates chaos, all before the vampires even arrive. He's an expendable asset who essentially paves the way for their attack. Considering how easily he dispatched his previous 2 opponents, this encounter will give him a lot more of a challenge.
Okay, so let's start the battle.
The rats will be able to overwhelm and kill the human familiar, effectively taking out the one member of their team with sufficient intelligence. But then the rats will be useless against the biovampires themselves. They are too fast, too strong, and too resilient for their attacks.
So it is down to Orlok himself this time.
Negating numbers. The pack's greatest strength is their numbers and coordinated assault. Orlok's teleportation and invisibility completely nullify this advantage. They cannot overwhelm or flank an opponent who can vanish and reappear at will. Their superior speed and strength become useless if they can't even see or touch their enemy. Psychological warfare. The pack would be facing a ghost. The constant fear of being watched, unable to track their opponent, would break their cohesion and turn their coordinated assault into a panicked free-for-all. It's a type of terror they are not equipped to handle, as they are used to being the overwhelming force. Orlok's unique supernatural abilities make him more than just a physical threat. They make him a tactical nightmare. He wouldn't need to defeat all of them in a fair fight. He would simply turn their numbers against them and, one by one, eliminate them from the shadows. In fact, Orlok can use their flanking tactics against them by leading them into a trap. The scenario elevates the deathmatch from a simple fight to a masterfully executed trap. Here's how that would likely play out. 1. The setup. Orlok, using his invisibility, would prepare the kill zone beforehand. He could pour oil in a large circle or pattern on the ground, perhaps inside a building or an alley, knowing that the pack's focus would be on catching him, not on the floor beneath their feet. 2. The bait. Orlok would then present himself to the pack just long enough for them to take the bait. Their instinct would be to rush him, surround him, and end the hunt quickly. Their speed, which is normally an advantage, would become a liability as they charge straight into the trap. 3. The trap. As they enter the circle of oil, Orlok would simply teleport to a safe location outside the perimeter. With a snap of his fingers, a discarded match, or some other method, he would ignite the oil, creating a ring of fire. 4. The outcome. While the fire would not instantly kill the vampires, their resilience is too great for that. It would do several things that guarantee Orlok's victory. Injury and confusion. The flames would cause significant damage and pain, temporarily disorienting the pack and breaking their coordinated formation. The barrier. The fire would act as a barrier, trapping some of them inside and others out, completely shattering their ability to work as a team. The kill. With the pack in chaos and injured from the flames, Orlok could now choose his moment. He would use his teleportation to move in and out of the fiery circle, picking off the injured vampires one by one, going straight for the killing blow, decapitation.
This strategy is a brilliant demonstration of how Orlok's subtle and unsettling powers would triumph over the brute force of the 30 Days of Night vampires. It is no longer a fight, it is an execution, and Orlok is the master of it. So, Orlok wins again. But teleport and invisibility are not natural, Boris.
True, Doctor. But it may not be true teleport, he may just be using bursts of ultra-fast speed that seem to give him teleport and invisibility powers. We will have to wait and see the full extent of these powers.
One thing is for sure, next time we compile these lists, Orlok will have earned a much higher listing than he has now.
I think there is much more to this aged vampire than we have given him credit for.
Next time, Orlok faces the infected from Left 4 Dead. Will they end his winning streak? Tune in and find out. Until then, stay scary.